Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Open World Lover here. Today we're going to talk about some Red Dead 3 biomes I would really like if they ever made Red Dead Redemption 3. Again, I think Red Dead 2 is such an amazing game. Wish they just kept adding to it, but if we are getting a Red Dead 3, we need to start seeing some new biomes, and I hope we see all the biomes they have in this game carry over. But without further ado, let's just get into it. So, I don't know how many I'm going to list here today. I'm just going to list the ones I've been thinking about lately. One, I want salt plains. You know, we've seen them a lot in places like Death Valley, seen them in movies like Last Jedi and Star Wars. We know they're in a bunch of different deserts across the world. One of the most famous ones I just said is Death Valley. I feel like salt flats would just be really cool. You'd just be really far lower than any other mountain or canyon area. You know, water levels would be above you. I would like lakes nearby, and you would have to go down to the salt flats, and maybe if it rains heavy in the game, just kind of like in Death Valley, the salt flats slowly start kind of building up with water. Nothing crazy, of course, just up to your ankles, if not a little higher up. And I don't know what kind of wildlife you see out there, but I feel like it'd be really cool. Maybe come up to some outlaw camps or whatnot there. Another one, again, based on National Park, I'd love to see Bryce Canyon. I know Bryce Canyon is very unique. You know, there's not really those pillar kind of pinnacle canyons anywhere else except maybe Pinnacles National Park and other places. But if we just see some more pinnacle kind of canyons and more kind of wacky, very unique canyons, I feel like that would just be really cool for the game. Add a lot of gameplay variety. Next biome I would like, maybe just a really hard mountain to climb. I know Mount Whitney in California, very close to Death Valley, and it's the tallest peak in the lower 48 states. And if we can have an area like this, I know we already got like Mount Hagen or a few of the other spots, of course, in Red Dead 2, but I'm talking like true mountain experience where it might take several in-game days to get up this mountain, and the mountain be so big that you can actually camp and stop nearby, and there's wildlife, not just one little horse trail that takes you up top of this mountain, and, you know, different gangs, different activities. I feel like that can make it a lot more fun. You know, I kind of want to see an ICC too, kind of like we can see in Alaska, or, you know, Amberino. I think that's such a great concept with all the ice and all the big mountains. But again, like I've said in my first video on this channel about adding polar bears to the game, it's not that crazy of a concept. Polar bears are in North America. They are in the United States, technically. It'd be kind of the same thing where let's see somewhere like kind of Hudson Bay looking areas, just big icy bays where you got to either go all the way around your horse or you can cross, but just know there could be different kinds of dangers lurking. Polar bear, for example. So I feel like just kind of an icy bay kind of area would be really cool for this game. So another biome that's already in Red Dead 2 a lot, but I want to see more waterfalls. I'm talking like Yosemite level or Niagara Falls level. Like, we need a spot with just the biggest waterfalls where it literally takes seconds and seconds when you fall off to even die. Like, I want it to just be so extreme and so crazy and so over the top and so beautiful. And I want it to be places like Yosemite, where it actually takes a lot of effort to get on top of those mountains. And that kind of leads me into my next one. I know Manzita Post is kind of like this, but we need like a proper sequoia kind of area, you know, where you have the proper sequoia trees that are, and, you know, I've traveled there, so I know where when you pass those sequoia trees, they make cars look like toys. Like, that's how big these things are. So we need to go to an area where the trees are just so freaking big and you almost get lost in it kind of thing, and you don't know how to navigate it quite correctly. So again, I feel like that would be really excellent. Last but not least too, it's like, let's add some underwater now. Let's add some kelp forests. Let's add some coral reefs. You know, we've already gone to Guarma, as you can see in this clip, and, you know, a lot of the locations in this game are based on California, and, you know, I don't see why we can't have a Channels Island kind of area where you take a boat to this small little rocky island, and maybe there's not much to do out there, even though there's bison in Catalina Island. So, you know, it wouldn't be too crazy to have different wildlife, but just maybe make it so you can dive under and actually explore, see some different biomes and stuff. And I mean, this game's endless. They literally made the sky super beautiful in this game. You're only in the sky for one mission, but they spent so much time, effort, and money into that. So, guys, these are just the top picks I'd like to see. Let me know down in the comments what biomes you also would like to see. Again, I'm just going on based off a lot of my own life experiences, and just as well as things that I think would fit the Red Dead Redemption 3 theme. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Like, subscribe. I hope you all have a good day.